Hello and welcome to the corner. I'm the Frosted Glass and Jump.
Oh.
I unmuted, so all they heard was Jello. Eh. All right. And I'm joined by my fellow Alabaster Savages. I like boobs.
I got a camera.
Well, you better tell everybody about all the pictures you've ever taken. Moonshock.
Finger jello. That's what I said. Finger jello is a thing, and it is not a sexual thing. But Jack obviously does not know what finger jello is.
I don't believe you.
Is this some sort of weird Midwestern thing? Is this like
No.
one of the weird Midwestern like sex cults or something?
Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, Keith says jello is gross. Oh.
I knew there was a reason I liked her.
Terry
Can
Diamantis.
someone in chat explain to me what the fuck finger jello is?
It's obviously jello that you eat with your fingers.
Terry Diamantis.
Hello.
And this week's special guest, Mr. Adam.
When you invited me onto the show, I wasn't expecting a discussion on finger jello. So I'm
That's tonight's theme. Finger jello.
Now-
Get it right.
The nation
Well,
is
I was-
divided on the finger Jello question.
I was reading the contract that I signed, and it said in terms of the topics it was open, but it didn't say anything about finger jello. So I'm
Finger jello's finger banging a fat chick.
It would seem to me as though nobody knows what the fuck finger jello is, Moonshock.
Okay,
I
Did
don't
you
think
just
it-
make
I don't
that
think
up?
it's a real thing.
hold on. Stop. There you go. See?
Hi, son.
Hi, son.
Also, hi.
Hi, baby.
All right. So, what do you say we start with? What do you say we start with our first article? No, Democrats do not need to be tolerant of hate speech.
You might as well give her like the first 5 minutes. All right, this is Libby Winkler.
That sounds like a porn name.
Yeah. Libby Winkler, medium.
The conservatives from the right are justifying their vitriol by claiming progressives are restricting their free speech. Let's be clear, hate is not protected under the First Amendment.
Is that her?
Fine, then go to jail.
Is that
Go to
her?
jail. You're guilty of hate speech. Go to jail.
Okay. Oh God! If this face doesn't say fucking Karen, nothing does. Just give me 1 second. She almost looks like that lovely Secretary of Health, or that dude. Anyway, here's our author picture in chat. Here's your warning.
Ugh. She looks like she's doing a hostage video. In the United States, hate speech is not protected by the Constitution. Let me say it again. Let me say it again for the folks in the back. Hate speech is not protected by the First Amendment.
The Supreme Court disagrees with you.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting to that.
Yeah. The Supreme Court has upheld that fighting words and other forms of verbal abuse are not shielded from punishment or regulation. This means that while freedom of expression is an important part of our country's values, this right does not extend to expressing hatred or bigotry.
No, because hatred and bigotry are not fighting words. Fighting words are incitement to violence.
But also, I mean, the definition of hate speech is so vague, ambiguous, and subjective that, I mean, do they really want Trump deciding what is and isn't legal to say? Like, this is where they're going. Like, the government decides what's legal speech. Okay, well, do you want Trump dictating what you're allowed to say?
What I want to know from this author is
son just called me a cuck.
I mean, truth is a defense.
if hateful, wrong sentiments aren't protected by the First Amendment, then what needs protection under the First Amendment? Because if everybody agrees with it already, it's not under threat of persecution.
Well, we need
Things
an
that are
amendment.
under threat of persecution need protection.
You
That's
have
why
the
the
freedom.
First Amendment exists.
No, you have the freedom to agree with me. That's what it's for.
Yeah. Being able to say is something everyone likes.
Yes.
I mean, you got to remember too the people who you're dealing with, who are invoking these types of rules, not farmland, but rules. Um, uh, they're slightly unhinged to begin with. I
A
mean,
little bit.
think
It's
about it. You are saying, yeah, what would you say if Donald Trump gets in office and then he starts to dictate hate words? You wouldn't want that. So why in
No.
the fuck are you even starting that? Like, that's the
Fourth,
whole point.
forethought isn't the left's specialty.
Exactly.
That's
Like,
true.
yeah.
That is
Well,
true.
no, it's not. It's not that they lack forethought. It's that they lack consistency because they don't care. They don't see value in consistency. They see value in what they value personally in the moment.
they live
And
in
so
the
the second
here
it
and the
cuts
now.
against them, the second their own rules cut against them, they don't really care. They would just immediately flip positions to what suits them in the moment. That's all there is to it. When you accuse one of these people of hypocrisy, it's not stabbing at them because that's not a value they have. They don't
I mean-
care about good values, they don't care about good morals, they care about what what benefits me right now.
If they had any forethought, then Merrick Garland would be on the Supreme Court.
Hmm.
But when they established the nuclear option, they never thought, oh, the other side can use this too. Let's see.
Yeah,
The idea-
didn't
Thank
they change
God,
the rules?
because Merrick Garland would be a fucking nightmare on the court.
Yeah, didn't they change the rules? And then some guy in the Republican Party actually said, "No, you'll regret this if you." And
Yeah,
then, like, Trump
Who-
came into office. It's like,
who was it? Like Harry Reid who did it originally?
that name sounds familiar.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking you're probably right.
that's it. The idea that Democrats need to be tolerant of hate speech is a dangerous and false narrative. We should not have to tolerate racism, sexism, or any
You
form of
haven't tolerated a goddamn thing. You have bitched and moaned perpetually, non-stop, for nothing. You just you hear something that you disagree with in the slightest, and you just blow your fucking lid like it was like nothing.
or any form of discrimination simply because it is spoken. Instead, we should recognize the power of words and take action against those who use them to spread hate and intolerance. This could include implementing policies that limit hate speech in public forums, or advocating for laws that punish those who use hateful language.
See, the thing is, they don't seem to understand that discrimination just means being able to tell the difference between different things. So if you're like, don't eat that mushroom, it's dangerous, you're discriminating. Like, you've made a discrimination between toxic and non-toxic mushrooms. Like, discrimination isn't inherently bad. You need it to survive.
Being able
No,
to tell
but the thing-
being able to tell your child from a fire hydrant is discrimination.
It is, literally.
But also remember, these are people who don't think in terms of rationality. They think in terms of how words are loaded, and discrimination is a loaded loaded term. It comes with a lot of baggage attached to it, and that's really how they judge the value of words, is how much
Hmm.
utility they can get out of it, out of what emotions that word evokes.
I agree, but I also pair it up with their uh, their gamble that you're gonna comply with it, that you're not gonna tell them to just shut the fuck up. You know, like that's the gamble. They're gonna tell you some outrageous shit, and you're gonna hear it, and most people, sadly, most people will sit there and be like, "Oh, okay," you know, because they don't want to, you know, cause ripples. They don't want to, you know, upset anybody. They don't want to be called a word. But
Yeah.
ultimately, that's you know, you hear some shit, and you're like, uh, no, that doesn't make sense.
Well,
It's not
that
true.
the good news is that's what we're kind of starting to see happen.
We
Is
are, yes.
these people have way overplayed their hand, and they've been doing it for years now, to the point that they can just say, "Oh, you're racist, bigot, sexist," and we're just starting to go like, no. And it's not even like people in our sphere. People in our sphere have been saying, "No, we just don't care what you think." We've been saying that for years now,
Doing it for
but
a
now we're
while.
starting to kind of see that go to the general population.
And I hate to say it, but I really do think the Bud Light stuff was kind of the catalyst for it. Because it hit an area where the average person was like, nah, you know, I don't want to be part of this shit, so I'm not gonna buy this. You know,
Yeah.
so
I don't buy anything unless it's tuck friendly. Let's see. Hate
I
speech
don't.
also. Hmm?
What?
Uh,
What?
huh?
Do you
What?
think Tucker Carlson
Who?
is named that because he
Huh?
talks? Like, do you
Huh?
think Tucker is a description and a name?
I had a classmate once in college who had the best name for a transvestite or tranny or something. Tucker Johnson.
Did he
Let's see.
go on to become one?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a bit on the nose.
Hate speech also has
Ew.
serious consequences for society as a whole. It can
No, it
foster.
has serious consequences for limp-wristed bitches.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
Society.
It can foster discrimination and lead to violence against marginalized groups. The prevalence of hate speech on social media and other platforms has been linked to an increase in racism, sexism, and other forms of bigotry. We must work
Don't care.
together. We must work together to challenge these messages and create a safe and inclusive environment for everyone.
Yes, it's inclusive. It's inclusive of me and other people who aren't limp-wristed bitches.
This reminds me that I got in trouble with Twitter for trying to help Jack, because he was like saying about like was it non-binary people and weird pronouns, and I said, look, just use faggot as a compromise. That way, the conservatives don't have to use weird pronouns, and the non-binary weirdos don't get misgendered. I think that is a perfect solution. And Twitter said that they reduced visibility on my tweet because it was hateful.
No,
So
you
apparently, helping a friend is a hateful thing to do now.
no,
You
you
know,
don't. You don't use faggot. You use a legitimate gender instead. Royal faggot.
Oh, my mistake.
oh,
Faggot
well,
gender.
actually, they kind of um. All right, so I was just hearing this. They try and make it sound like it's this issue that's going off everywhere in every town, every corner of the city. You know, everywhere you look, it's just this is what's happening. But it just, I don't know if it's my, if it's the herbal remedies that I've been partaking in this evening, but
You?
it can no,
Never.
nah, not me. Are you kidding me? Um, but it reminds me of like biker gangs. Not to go with the South Park faggot thing, but the biker gangs, where it it is a problem, and it was a problem, like a notable problem, especially with the areas where they operated in. But it wasn't something that, like, if you're living in like the middle of Wisconsin, you're not gonna fucking know about any of this shit, you know? Like, you're not gonna experience any of it. And I think this is what it is like, they're trying to make it seem like there's this growing problem of all these angry white people, straight guys that are just, they want to kill all the trans people. And it's like, well, no, I don't think there's any of these people. No, it's like, I think you're making it up and you're trying to make it be like this plague. Are there people who may have uh negative opinions? I mean, I don't know, just a kind of a broad statement. I don't really want to
I,
say anything that they're doing.
I'm just going to say that any group that has an entire month dedicated to patting them on the back is not oppressed.
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, and what's more, I would suggest the possibility that if you need an entire month just to make you feel, you know, less insecure, then maybe you're not exactly prideful.
A pat on the back for
Hey.
taking it in the back.
I mean, seriously, you need an entire month to demonstrate how secure you are. That's like the most insecure thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's not only that, but they want to. It's weird that it's like. It's like a parade and a circus every day that they want to make it. Did you see the videos of like the school where they had all the kids running through rainbows and shit? And it's like, dude, why? What is? You don't even do that for like a regular holiday. Like this, it's just odd.
Man.
But hey, me just having this opinion, now I'm all these I guess I want the genocide of fucking trans people. Even though I love a lot of trans people. Like I'm hey,
Well, you
like,
should have thought of that before you became a hateful bigot, Adam.
well shit, I guess I should have
Yeah.
thought of that before questioning. Like,
Now
what's
you
going
want to
on?
genocide them. Yeah.
How to flip a switch just like that. Wrong
We must
thought.
we must encourage education about the harms caused by hate speech. Be willing to call out hateful rhetoric and take action when necessary. We can also support
I think that you should go to prison now. Go to prison. Stop. Don't write any more of this article. Just go to prison. Stay there.
You know what? We deserve it.
We can
Wait,
also
I'm not white.
Can I just ask a question? Has anyone, I mean, in general, we hear about like, oh, it causes great distress to people. Is there any time that you've heard someone say like that offends me? And first of all, they are the actual subject of the offense taken, like
Almost
not
never.
some white woman say, "Oh, you shouldn't say homo," even though she's straight.
Yeah, no. It's always people getting offended on behalf of others who don't want the advocacy.
That or it comes across as someone who's just totally batshit insane. The only times I see the actual afflicted group getting offended is when it's like someone who looks like they're about 30 seconds perpetually 30 seconds from total emotional collapse.
Yeah. I mean, like I've made a bunch of jokes that would probably be considered racist, and I've never had anyone of those races be the one that's like mad at me on Twitter. It's like always white people taking offense on behalf of the recipient of the joke.
Well, those are allies.
Mm.
You can't ask minorities to do emotional labor. We can also support organizations that are dedicated to fighting bigotry and advocating for social justice issues. By working together, we can create a more peaceful and just society for all. At the same time, we need to recognize that free expression is an important part of our democracy and should be respected.
You do not respect anything about free expression.
No. As
You-
we said, you have the freedom to agree with her.
You're a little Stalin. Now go to prison.
We must strive to protect individuals' right to express their opinions, while also recognizing the power of words to harm others. This
Hey,
balance.
what opinions need protection? Tell us what opinions actually need protection right now. Because if
I
you
mean,
tell me that it's a gay person, guess what? No one's trying to persecute them for saying that they're gay.
some people hold the erroneous view that pineapple belongs on pizza, and frankly, I'm okay if they're persecuted.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa. Look, I understand that you're from a land down under, okay? However, pineapple is delicious on pizza.
No, it is not delicious on anything. It's not delicious on itself.
Pineapple is delicious. Period.
I'm going to take the centrist view on this. There are instances where pineapple on pizza is acceptable.
All right, Tim Pool.
Damn. I don't know if that was a burn.
Excuse me, I still have my hair. Thank you very much.
Whoa, shit, okay. There you go.
Someday, like, Tim's gonna take off that beanie, and there's just gonna be a big fro that pops out.
No, there's pictures of him without the beanie. He is bald.
Yeah, he's bald.
He's bald as a motherfucker.
He used to skateboard, you know. All
Oh
right,
shit! Why didn't he mention that in any of his videos?
And he also
I
used to
would-
play guitar underneath a bridge somewhere in Chicago.
I
Then I
talk
go
to my
home.
skateboarder friends about this all the time. I said, "Did you know Tim Pool's bald?" And they didn't know anything about that at all.
You gotta have locks to be able to skateboard, dude.
skateboarder friend. I'm just picturing the Steve Buscemi "Hello, Fellow Kids" thing.
Oh
mean,
man.
Well, wasn't that Adam Krigler guy one of his skater friends that ended up becoming far more political than Tim ever was?
Did he?
Like he
Oh,
became like a pro-Trump, like
Yeah.
full on all hail,
And-
God Emperor Trump kind of
and,
guy.
and he was on Tim's show for a little while, and that was like the one time I'd ever been actually interested in watching Tim Pool's show. And then he got rid of him.
Hmm.
And I was like, what the fuck?
I think that Adam guy was outshining Tim. Like people were more interested in Adam than Tim, so Tim Seeker didn't really like that.
It was
Well,
a Dave
I am
Landau
pretty
situation.
more interesting. Ah, yes. Yes. You can't have your guests be more popular. You just can't. And I hate to say it, but Terry, I'm sorry, you're no longer allowed on Monday's Minion. It's just No, I'm joking. I need you. I need you.
I always compare my show to Whose Line Is It Anyway, and I will remind you that Drew was probably the least popular character on that show.
Well, he
that's
read the
because-
cards right.
Well, that's because he's a shit host. The Clive Anderson guy, Clive Anderson, who hosted the English one, he knew that his job is not to join in the games. His job is to host the show.
Yeah,
And
that's his
I like
job.
it much better when the host isn't interjecting himself into the game, because his job is just to let the funny people do the funny thing and not interfere.
Yeah, it's
Also,
one of the few times you can say, or you can agree with the guy when he says, "I was only doing my job."
Also, Jack admits that his show is like Whose Line, where the points don't matter.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Whoa. So crowd rules.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's done by life.
Who's number one matters. And the game determined who was number one.
Yes, by
Based
the
on-
number of likes.
Yeah, because points don't matter.
No, by placing them at the top.
No, by giving them a trophy.
We're just gonna do a.
You guys are just so wrong on every conceivable level. I don't understand how you could be so wrong.
Hey,
Well,
my
that-
name's
Yet
not
that's
so wrong.
simultaneously
That was
maintain the
more about you than
capacity,
us.
the personal function to inhale and exhale.
Look, your inability to understand says more about you than us.
I don't understand why you
Exactly,
insist
and that's the
on
problem.
being incorrect on this issue.
Jack needs to educate himself.
He
All right.
does.
We must strive to protect individuals' right to express their opinions while also recognizing the power of words to harm others. This balance is not
But-
easy, but it
So
is
So what if my
necessary.
opinion is that you're a retard?
That's the balance. That's
If the
expressing
substance
yourself.
of what I am saying harms you, then you are the weakest person who has ever lived, ever. The substance of a word has literally never harmed anyone, ever. Ever.
Well, isn't that what we're ultimately dealing with? I mean, we're talking about people who, I mean, again, if they're being truthful with this, where they are this mentally incapable of even hearing words or phrases or anything, and let's because again, I'm can't be 100% correct on this, but it sounds kind of like it started with PTSD and hey, soldiers are coming back from the war, so don't say or do anything that's gonna, shock them. And then it turned into, oh, well, if I hear a fart and I haven't been to war, but it might trigger a PSD, whatever the fuck it is,
A
and
PS3.
yeah, PS3, and all of a sudden we got to now where it's, hey, I don't want to hear these words because you might offend me, and that's a very, it's a violent act. We've gotten to this point because we've capitulated. We've allowed people to be like, okay, you know what? Yes, soldiers, you don't want to hear loud fireworks because yeah, that's an actual thing. You sitting here hearing a word that you don't like.
Well,
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to deal with it.
I would say the word fireworks should not trigger them. I understand why actual fireworks going off in the sky triggers the fuck out of their PTSD. But someone merely saying the word firework should not scare you because it wasn't a firework that traumatized them.
Unless you like jump out of a dark corner and yell it.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
that's kind of scary.
It's-
But that's what it is. It's like but that's the kind of the tactic that this whole thing has been going on. Is like they kind of hide behind one pinpoint, like they'll be like, okay, so one small group is ostracized and bullied, and then all these other people hide behind it and be like, yeah, it's just like that. But it's not like that. You're just hiding. These people actually, like this is why we're dealing with pride, and it's like, okay, now we have all these weirdos coming out and they're trying to insert themselves in places, and it's like, well, but there's actual, trans people and gay people and lesbian people that they just want to live their lives, and they don't
Yeah.
want any of this fanfare. They don't want the circuses. They don't want the parades. You're
Gay,
ruining it
gay,
for them.
gay and trans people are a myth. I don't think they really exist.
I
Yeah.
don't know, gay trans people, they could be.
Well, it's kind of like what they do is they take the ultimate wedge issue and then try and just transform that into a totalizing ideology.
Yeah, I
They
mean, look
just
at
blow it
abortion.
up.
Whoa, hold on. We're gonna blow this one up. Look at abortion. What is the
Well,
what is the main attack point that they go with? Well, what about rape or incest? It's like, okay, well,
yeah.
what about it? And then when you take that away, and it's like, now
See,
what? Oh,
I don't know. I stand by this. I don't know why they include incest in that.
yeah,
Like,
that's kind of weird.
like if a brother and a sister have consensual sex, why would they be allowed to abort but a regular relationship wouldn't? And like in the cases where it's child molestation, that falls under rape anyway. So, like incest that isn't rape, why would they get special rights to an abortion that other
I
people
think
wouldn't?
And
I
also,
think the issue with it is that it would cause potential for genetic disorders.
Well, yeah, but that's what it's
So,
like. Look, hey, if they want to have a
so does
mongoloid
banging
kid,
a
let's.
so does having sex with
Dude,
someone who has Down syndrome. The baby's more likely to inherit that.
yeah.
Doesn't mean make it illegal to abort the product of like the children of someone with Down syndrome. It's like
And And then it just goes into,
Like,
wait, are we talking about legal or you want taxpayers to pay for it? Because I can understand taxpayers' money going towards,
yeah,
like a
no,
rape, but
my
incest, yeah, that's kind of weird. It's like, wait, what? Why do we pay
yeah.
for
Look,
that?
if you want to make the argument for rape, that's fine. But incest, in and of itself, doesn't make sense to me because, like, can, susceptibility to cancer is hereditary. Are you going to say, well, the baby has an increased risk of cancer if you have sex with this person, therefore you get to kill the baby?
Hmm.
That doesn't make sense to
But
me.
the point is that once you take away very, very particular issues, ones that affect like less than 1%
Yeah,
of the general use cases, once you take those away, they have nothing left.
no,
They're
of
like,
course.
what about rape and incest? All the time. And once you take that away, all they have is their moral posturing to fall back on and
Yeah,
no real arguments.
I'd be
Yeah.
willing to allow abortion for rape and incest if all other abortion wasn't allowed, but
Yeah.
they would never agree to that.
No, and I think
Because they put their foot in the door and they try and use that to push all their other bullshit.
see there's one thing that I'm a bit uneasy with the whole rape thing is if you say you can abort if you were raped, there's going to be a ton of false rape accusations from women who just want an abortion.
Oh no no
Yeah.
no 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 no! Because I'm for me personally, I'm going with the death penalty thing, or my viewpoint on like death penalty. We're talking about it's 100%.
I say
We
if you
100% know that this dude raped this person.
yeah, like if you've got a
Yeah,
conviction, if you've got a rape
straight conviction.
conviction, then that's
If
different.
it's
But
some lady coming in and saying, "Oh, he raped me," and it was like, what? And there's no, you don't have that option. It's the same thing
hmm,
with the death penalty because I get, people are like, oh no, we can't have the death penalty because then, all of a sudden, DNA evidence comes out later on. It's like, okay, cool, but what about the guy who comes out of the house with holding the axe, and he's like, yeah, I chopped him up. It's like, okay, we know he did it, so why can't we just kill like I don't understand the logic of like, oh yeah, but we can't do it because he might not have. No, he did it. He said he did it. Jeffrey Dahmer, come on, he did it. No shame. I'm sorry, that's me. So in terms of abortion, yeah, if we can nail it, but then again, it's the rippling effect because then now we're look at how we're handling rape cases now. I mean, they're sloppy. That's probably not the right word to say, but they're mishandled poorly uh, um, right now. So I think we need to, if we're going to even entertain this idea, we got to start looking at cleaning up a whole process of everything. I mean, everything needs to be reformatted. I mean, let's just be real.
I think we should probably get back on track. I think
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the article.
I mean, it's an interesting discussion, but we do have games and articles to get through, and I don't know that we should continue down this path to the exclusion of the rest of the show.
Yeah. This balance is not easy, but it is necessary to ensure that everyone can participate in our conversations without fear of hatred and discrimination. Only through open dialogue and mutual respect can we truly create a world free of hate speech. We must be willing to confront hateful comments head on. Well, then why do you need to get rid of it if
Yeah.
you're going to be willing to confront it? How about you just become willing to confront it and then done?
Yeah, that sounds like a better solution.
Yeah, grow a spine.
Challenge outdated beliefs and engage in meaningful conversations about social justice issues. We must also strive to create an inclusive environment for all by fostering understanding and empathy between people of different backgrounds. By working together, we can begin to build bridges and create a brighter future for everyone. This is why it's
Yes,
important.
because silencing your opposition is really building bridges.
Well, how else do you do it?
Yeah. Well, you don't build a bridge to them. You put them on like an island in a work camp or something.
Hmm.
This is why it's
Hmm.
important that we continue to have open conversations about free expression, hate speech, and social justice. We must
open conversation, open to some people.
Yeah,
Yeah, people who agree with the author.
But the
It's
correct
free and-
discussions.
Free and open to everyone who agrees with me.
to everyone
There you
who
go. Now you
hasn't
get
been to everyone who hasn't been put up against the wall so far.
Hmm.
We must recognize that we all have a role to play in ensuring that everyone feels safe and respected, regardless of their race, religion, gender, or sexual orientation. Only
Unless they're
then,
white, straight, or male.
yeah, you could say cracker all you want.
Yeah.
Only then can we create a truly inclusive environment for everyone. Thank you for being part of this important conversation.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
An
Yeah.
inclusive conversation by excluding people.
Where was this article from?
Medium.
Oh.
Yeah,
How
they're
can
all.
we be more inclusive by silencing our opposition?
All right. Well, with the end of our first article comes the first game, and that is Sad Lib's Double Prompt Edition,
DP.
where
Yes.
I take
Dragon
four
Punch.
where I take 4 headlines for Medium, take out 2 words, and you guys fill in those words Mad Lib style, and then the chat votes on which one is best. All right, so Jack, I need a female person possessive.
So like a name with apostrophe S.
Yeah.
Stacey Abrams.
Ziz.
Ziz. Stacey Abrams is.
Then
Yeah,
in that
right.
case, there should not be an apostrophe S. It should just be an apostrophe.
Yeah, I did.
No,
Yes.
no, it would be S apostrophe S.
You never
No.
duplicate the apostrophe. Or you never.
Yes, you do. If it's
No.
part of the proper name,
No.
you
No.
duplicate the.
No.
Yes,
Oh, for
if it's
fuck's
part
sake.
of the proper name.
Moon.
If it's plural, it's S apostrophe. But if it's part of the proper name, you do S apostrophe S.
No.
Moon, give me a transitive verb ending in ing.
Fisting, like Cannibalistic Wizard says.
All right, let's see. Terry, give me a person possessive.
Let's lighten the mood. Tommy Wiseau's.
See, that one would get an apostrophe S. Jack.
All right, Adam, give me a transitive verb.
Well, why do I gotta have a transitive verb?
Because
That's
it's
what
a
it says
verb-
on the screen.
It's a
Because
verb
we're
that identifies as an
trans-inclusive.
adjective. Yes. That verb identifies as an adjective. So
So, transitive verb is something you do to something, like push or pull or,
Yeah,
Yes.
but is that to Tommy Wiseau or?
Mhm.
No,
What?
just give me a transitive verb.
just give him a
Oh.
word, something good.
Okay. Squish.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay, Moon, give me a transitive verb.
Let's see. No, I don't want to say that. That would be wrong. How about finger?
It's a living thing.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Terry, give me an adjective.
Let's go retarded.
All right, Adam, give me a living thing.
A frog.
Oh my god.
All right.
Or I mean, frog.
No, too late. You said frog.
No,
Oh, shit.
that frog was.
Oh, shit. Jack, give me an adjective.
Lumpy.
Hmm.
All right, so let's see. Jax is Stacey Abrams' view on Africans makes it extremely hard for me to finger her. Let's see. Moons,
Let's say her weight would do that.
you need to stop fisting your retarded child.
Generally true.
Damn.
All right. Terry's embracing the transformation of Tommy Wiseau's daughter into my frog.
It's a shame because when I read that, I was like, the natural would be Doggy
Hmm.
for the second one.
You're my favorite customer. All right, let's see. And Adams, why the Mormon church told a black woman she can't squish a lumpy man.
I gotta go with Moonshocks on this.
All right, so give me a sec to make a poll for the chat so they can vote on which one is best.
And yeah, I agree. Moonshocks is the better one. Is the best one.
I don't know.
Fisting retarded children.
I kind of like Jax.
Why would anyone want to finger
It's-
her though? Ooh.
It does kind of sound like, come on, I'm trying to finger you. Shut up about Africans.
Oh, Jack is making a comeback.
Nah,
Oh,
I
never
still
mind.
gotta go with Moon.
Oh, Terry got a vote.
I don't think mine was very good.
It was,
It was all right.
frosted up there for you. Anything that references the room, you know, that's always a winner, right?
It was not impressive.
And also,
If-
we
if-
have 26 viewers and only 17 likes.
And only 20 votes.
That means
If
there's
it had
people
been the
voting but not
transformation
liking.
of
Yeah.
if it had been the transformation of Tommy Wiseau's daughter into my doggy,
Oh, man, I should have brought Froggy then.
Mhm.
Or-
Keith
Hot
gave you the
doggy.
vote.
Or into my favorite customer. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Moon's winning with Jack in second.
Yeah, that's
Give-
me.
Give it a few more seconds.
Rigged. Hey, this just happens to be the game that I have a majority win, so I'm going to leave it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll end it there. So, Moon wins.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so exciting.
I demand a recount.
Shut up, Stacy. I'm trying to chuck my own spear. Oh, you said chunk.
Yeah,
Chunk?
did. I think he meant Chuck though.
Okay.
or maybe it was a reference to me at some capacity.
Wait, can you call a fat black person a spear chunker?
Yeah.
Oh, good one.
All right. So now on to our second article.
Oh God, I thought of an even worse one.
Do
What?
tell.
Monkey Monkey.
Unfortunately, that one's copyrighted.
What did
Yeah,
he
but-
say? I couldn't hear it.
Chunky monkey.
Chunky Monkey.
Ah,
Oh, isn't that an ice cream flavor or something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. On to our next article. Conservative men want the right to kill without consequence.
I'm pretty sure it's liberal women.
Yeah. Amber Fraley. One moment.
But no one else.
Mhm.
All right. Tier is
Oh.
conferring with
Oh.
the Council of Blacks to approve spear
Yeah.
chunker.
Oh, honey. Oh. Ew. Oh, that is just mwah. Oh, she is hot as fuck.
Somehow I
Yeah.
don't believe you.
If they veto spear chunker, you'll have to go back to fat nigger.
Here you go. There's our author. the hell is...
Conservative men want the right to kill without consequence, but no one else. That
It's like a librarian after she falls into like the vat of ooze that turns the Joker into the Joker.
oh god.
Uh, One good thing to come out of the Trump years, Trump is a name, you capitalize it.
Well, can I just say, but no one else. That's a little bit of a self-report, isn't it?
They want
Like
to
an
kill
admission
people.
that you want to be able to kill people.
Yeah.
I think I just killed Mike R with that picture.
It's,
We're
maybe
shit.
maybe Trump's not being used as a name. Maybe they mean the years that trump all the other years.
Yeah.
What's the matter, Braniel? Isn't she hot?
I mean, in fairness, she's an old woman. What the hell do you expect?
I'm just waiting for one of these days. Moon is gonna post the picture, and Braniel will be like, "Mom."
Well,
Come on, man. Old
do
the
have
berry,
a-
sweet the juice.
I do have a wider picture of her that shows her from the neck down, and
Yeah. Let's see. One good thing to come out of the Trump years was the way white conservative privilege was outed beyond any reasonable doubt. During the January 6th insurrection, for example, there's police radio coverage in which police talk about keeping an eye on armed insurrectionists, but not neutralizing or
didn't
arresting
something
them.
else happen on that day? Because Donald Trump wasn't president, as far as I can tell. It's
Well, no,
January 6th. Something else happened on that day, believe it or not.
No, because Biden wasn't sworn in until the 20th. So Trump was still president.
For some reason I thought that. Why?
Yeah.
What happened on the 6th?
The January 6th, riot.
Well, yeah, but I thought that's when wasn't there some sort of inauguration or something?
Well, that's when the Senate confirms the vote or something.
Oh, okay.
huh?
Okay.
January
Yeah, they-
6th. I'm not making a
They
connection
confirmed the electoral.
The Senate or
and
the House, I
they-
forget which.
They had a protest at the Capitol.
I guess I had the timeline a little mixed up in my head. Sorry, anyway.
But
Let's
no,
see.
something important did happen on the 6th of January. 365th of the population had their birthday.
Oh,
Oh yeah. And gas was $1.85.
Yeah, that too.
Let's see. In which police talk about keeping an eye on armed insurrectionists, but not neutralizing or arresting them. We all know
Well,
that
they
had
haven't done anything. What's to arrest them for?
because they're bad people.
Uh,
We all know that had the protesters been armed liberals attacking the Capitol building and threatening members of Congress, they'd have been mown down in a hail of police bullets. Even
wait. Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
It was like a year or two prior where actual fucking liberals stormed the White House and they were mocking Trump for hiding in a bunker. And
And
they burnt the
also
church down.
and also all the
That's-
summer of love riots where leftists were actually trying to storm and destroy government buildings, and I don't remember
That's
any of
not
them being
convenient right now.
being mown down.
But see, this is
I'm
what
trying
talking
to
about,
destroy conservatives.
these.
And
it's-
those people weren't conservative, so I'm just going to forget about them.
But I like even conservatives can't deny that we all deny.
Yeah. It's extremely easy to deny it, in fact. At least not with any credibility. Oh man, we don't have credibility.
Aw.
You don't. This person does. The only conservative that this author thinks has credibility is Liz Cheney. Let that sink in.
Well, Liz Cheney's not a conservative.
Exactly.
Republican and conservative aren't the same thing.
No.
Let's see. Lately, it seems as if white conservatives are reveling in rubbing the right to get away with murder in all our faces. It's at least more honest than the ridiculous denial, but it's also so very, very ugly and disturbing. Andrew,
I'm starting to think that this whole calling Kyle Rittenhouse a murderer thing is it's not just a lie, for convenience's sake. I think it's projection because these people want to murder us.
I'd say like 99% of articles written by leftists about Rittenhouse have at least something in them that's just wrong and factually untrue.
I think all of them do.
Yeah.
Not just factually untrue. I think it's malevolent. I think
'Cause-
that if you think that what Kyle Rittenhouse did was wrong, then there is something emotionally wrong with you.
Well, they're either lying or they just don't know.
Well, yeah, I
Because-
think a lot of them like are just being fed the official narrative from like CNN, NBC. They don't actually look
No.
into the details. They think that what they're being told is true, and that's why
I-
they form the nonsensical opinions that they have.
That was after the trial. It has been years now. This
Because
has
they're-
been beaten into the dirt. They know. They know what happened in the trial. They don't care. They
Because it's a-
want they want him dead. They want him in jail because he hurt members of their team. And they don't care that their team was full of wife beaters and child molesters. They don't care, and they want to kill him. They want to kill Kyle Rittenhouse personally.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
why.
I think that they are the ones that harbor the murderous intent.
That's why I think it's an apt name to give them when people call them a cult. Is because that is cult mentality. Like that, there is no reason for them to be that fervent.
Yeah,
in
it's
their
impossible
view.
it's impossible to hear the entire story with everything told truthfully and not like be on Rittenhouse's side unless you're just being disingenuous.
Yeah, of course.
But it's just not. It's not even just with Rittenhouse. It's a pattern that they express. I mean, you see it in anything that they do.
Yeah.
Something
The
happens, and all of
problem-
a sudden they'll worm their reasoning into however they can get it. But I'm right, and that's just not copable, man.
Exactly. Years ago, when the trial results first came out, they could have plausible deniability. Now it doesn't look like that anymore. It just looks like straight up malevolent.
Hmm.
It looks as though they don't care about any of the facts of the scenario. They're in too deep, and they want this person's blood, and they don't care if it's honest or not because they're a bunch of little fascists.
Let's see. Andrew Lester, the 84-year-old white man who shot teenager Ralph Yarl in the head for knocking on his door, and his lawyer plan to try to use castle doctrine in his defense, as castle doctrine is the right to use deadly force to protect one's home and life. In practice, though, castle doctrine and its cousin stand your ground has been shown to be a defense that often works in white men's favor, though no one else's.
Well, stop breaking into white people's homes then.
Yeah, and also
But-
I haven't
but
I haven't
wait,
seen
when
a lot of
bro-
I haven't seen a lot of
when I
people on the
broke in-
right defending this guy.
Yeah. When I broke into that person's house and then aimed my gun at the cops, they shot me. What the hell? I was
Yeah.
standing my ground.
Lester's own grandson admits his grandfather has been completely taken in by right-wing media and has become increasingly paranoid. The 28-year-old grandson also claimed Mr. Lester used to make disparaging comments about black people, gay people, and immigrants, and kept a
It's
large
not
number
really accurate.
of firearms in his home, including rifles and handguns.
So okay. So you don't like that the castle doctrine helps white people, God forbid. What's wrong with it?
It helps white people, you just said.
Yeah,
What what
if a law
part of it is wrong?
if a law disproportionately affects anybody, then it's a racist law.
Yeah.
That's their logic. Even if black people have the same right, it's still racist.
Yeah. That's why it's a racist law to be against stealing. Like making stealing illegal is racist.
Yeah,
We we need to incorporate race into the law to make
Yeah.
it less racist
or
because that
voter
makes sense.
ID.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Ralph Yarl, in the meantime, is a 16-year-old, well, was a 16-year-old honor student and band geek, totally harmless. But after shooting Yarl in the head through his screen door, Lester was released on $200,000 bail.
Oh,
Immediately,
I was hoping that was going to say, after shooting Yell in the head through the screen door, he was even more harmless.
after shooting him through the screen door, he needed to buy a new screen door. Immediately,
This
protesters
was the story of my screen door.
Immediately, protesters descended on Lester's neighborhood, and Lester's lawyer has asked for a protective order to seal Lester's case files. Because of the protests and harassment, Lester had to leave his home and has had to seek help from law enforcement for any travel. Which sounds to me like a personal police escort whenever Lester needs to go anywhere in public.
Yeah,
mean,
because we don't believe in mob justice in this country.
Yeah, if he's got angry mobs after him.
It sounds to me like if you wanted justice, you shouldn't have pursued it extrajudicially.
No, don't you listen to Vaush? Mobs chase murderers. That's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. He should submit to the mob.
Yeah.
You know, oddly enough, I would say back in like the 20s, 30s, and 40s, maybe around, an incident like that would have happened, and nobody but the local news or the local, area would have known about it, and it wouldn't have. I won't even inject the oh, but back then they were racist because all white people just hated black people. No, no, I'm saying like the story of somebody walking up and trying to or knock on the door and somebody shoots at the door, it would have just been a local news story, like it wouldn't have been
Duck
as
says this
prevalent.
Yell guy is still alive, by the way. So
Yeah, no, yeah, he's still alive.
All right. So no harm done.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I haven't seen a lot of conservatives defending this guy. So
No.
like it kind of seems like this guy was just crazy. All right, let's see. Legal experts seem skeptical Lester will be successful with his defense, but this did happen in Missouri, which has a justice system clearly biased against black Missourians. The Midwest
And
Innocence
here's my proof.
The Midwest Innocence Project, based in Kansas City, Missouri, has freed several innocent black men from prison, and in Missouri, wrongfully convicted prisoners cannot be reimbursed with money by law, unless their exoneration can be proved with DNA. Kyle Rittenhouse was successful in using stand your ground as a defense, even though the 18-year-old showed up to a protest with a loaded knockoff AR-15 looking for a fight. Prosecutors
And what's more, he crossed state lines.
also, he wasn't looking for a fight. He was looking to put out fires and, wash out graffiti. Prosecutors characterized Rittenhouse as an active shooter, but the judge in the case, 75-year-old Bruce Schroeder, a white man, clearly favored Rittenhouse during the trial and wouldn't even let prosecutors refer to the men Rittenhouse shot as victims, because doing so assumes that he's guilty, which is what the trial was meant to determine. Yet Schroeder did allow the defense to refer to the men Rittenhouse shot as looters and rioters, when Kyle had no way of knowing if they were either of those things when he shot them. I'm pretty sure that when someone's trying to kill you in an angry mob, it's safe to say they're a rioter.
Or how about this? How about it really doesn't matter what they were in that moment? If they're trying to kill you, they're trying to kill you.
Yeah, they instantly become an attacker, and
Mm.
it doesn't matter if they were a looter or a rioter
Yeah.
or a bard.
But
They were an attacker.
when someone literally is pointing a gun at your head, I don't care what you call them. It's,
He should have done a
Um,
full background check before he pulled the trigger.
yeah. Then you would have been, oh, I should definitely shoot you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Schroeder also
Isn't it
wouldn't.
just amazing? It's their track record of people to defend is just so abysmal. It's like every single person they choose to defend, it's almost as if they choose the biggest lowlifes on the planet to defend on purpose.
Hey, you go to an Antifa rally, you can't swing an AR-15 without hitting a pedophile. Or Arkansas 15, you know.
That's correct.
Yeah. Schroeder also wouldn't let the prosecution mention that Kyle posed for photos with members of the terrorist organization Proud Boys after the shooting.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Full disclosure,
Can I
Schroeder,
just say Proud Boys didn't do nothing wrong?
as long as they don't start the fight, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's calling them terrorists is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Full disclosure, Schroeder is a registered Democrat, but if you watch any part of that trial, the man behaves like a textbook older white person who is scared to death of societal change and wants the right to be able to eliminate whomever frightens them at any given moment, whether or not the threat is real.
That's certainly an interpretation.
Again, Grosskreutz was pointing a gun at him. That's kind of a real threat. Schroeder has been on the bench in Wisconsin longer than any other judge currently working. Rittenhouse's acquittal split conservatives and liberals along ideological lines. Conservatives saw the outcome as just, and liberals think Kyle got away with legal murder. This is playing out again when earlier this month a young white former Marine choked to death a mentally ill black man on a subway train in New York City.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jesus.
Witnesses say Jordan Neely wasn't being threatening, and in fact, he's a familiar sight in the New York City subway system. Busking for
Just
money?
because a site is familiar doesn't mean it's not threatening.
Yeah.
I mean, during the Blitz, bombs were a familiar sight to the English.
Hold on. Can I just point out this writer again is either really dumb or evil, because everything in that sentence, like you just said, is incredibly wrong. It wasn't.
Quite a famous commercial. Why not both?
Well,
Yep.
both, sure. It's like, oh yeah, no, he was a notable figure. Yeah, because he was constantly aggressive with people. You know, like that's. Oh, and some random Marine just took down this mentally challenged person. Like this guy was just sitting there, like looking in the sky and saying, speaking in tongues, and this Marine's like, no, I gotta take him down. What
I
the
always
fuck
get,
was she trying to do?
I always get Jordan Neely and Jordan Peele mixed up, and it's like the director guys.
I think you're right.
I would say at this point, if you hear one of these stories pop out of the news where a black person is killed by a white person, and you don't automatically get suspicious about the actual facts of the case, then I would say you're being malicious at this point.
Dude,
Because
that's what
it's
I'm
happening every time,
Every
without
fucking
fail.
story. How
Every single story that they focus on, and I'm sure that it happens, and there are cases where it's not justified, but every single time they report on it, it is every single time without fail.
Well, and even if it's like a case of something that like confirms my suspicions, like if it's say like a black person killing a white person or whatever, something that seems really outrageous, like I kind of wait and see what the facts are first to make sure it's not being blown out of proportion.
That's what honest people do. These people are not honest, they're malicious, and they want to kill you.
Um, Witnesses say Jordan Neely wasn't being threatening, and in fact, he's a familiar sight in the New York City subway system, busking for money as a Michael Jackson impersonator. Neely was a damn good dancer. Again, public judgment on the killing is falling on either side of the political divide.
If Neely is dead, that just means his Michael Jackson impersonation just got a whole lot more accurate.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't die from drugs, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Mizzy was just the local prankster who was offering fun little social experiments to the locals in London.
Conservatives think Neely got what he deserved, and Daniel Penny, the white man who killed him, should be exonerated. While liberals are horrified, conservatives seem to think the solution to mental illness is murder. Yeah, that's what happened.
And again,
Yeah.
you see how she writes it. I'm assuming it's a she. You
Yeah.
see how she writes it as such extremities. It's either, oh yes, the right wing is just salivating over this, and another white guy kills a black guy, and the left is appalled at this mentally challenged person, just who did wondrous work as a Michael Jackson impersonator, suddenly had to fall. It's like, dude, what the how if you're reading this, how are you looking at this and saying yes, I agree with this, and not seeing it as the fucking hysterical fucking fiction? Like, this is nuts. This is crazy talk.
Yeah, I don't think Penny just looked over and said, "That guy looks mentally ill. I better go choke him to death."
No, yeah, no, that's 100% what happened. He was sitting there doing a hee, and all of a sudden the Marine's like, yeah, I can't take it anymore. I gotta do something. It's go time or whatever they said in 9/11.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he identified as female and he was misgendering the Marine.
Whoa! And the Marine's like, yeah, not today.
Maybe the Marine did, here's a thought. Maybe the Marine did think it was Michael Jackson, and he killed him.
He's like, I'm seeing a ghost.
Yeah. If you see a zombie, you don't just let it live.
Zombie Michael Jackson. Not today, Michael Jackson. Holy shit. It's like, don't worry, madam. No, but you got to remember, there's the opposite side. He was doing this, and people were so happy and giving him money, and they enjoyed his performances, his daily performances. He was like the naked cowboy.
Yeah, except he punched old women in the face.
Well, we don't. That was yesterday.
Violent outbursts and went to jail 20 times for violent outbursts.
Yeah, but that's
none
the
of that
system.
matters. He was a Michael Jackson impersonator. Didn't do nothing.
Yeah. Let's see. While some people want to pretend this scenario had nothing to do with race, let's change the races/genders of the people involved. Could a black man
Fine,
get away?
white Michael Jackson still should have been restrained.
Even more so, because white Michael Jackson is creepier looking.
By far.
Let's change the races/genders of the people involved. Could a black man get away with strangling a white man or a white woman to death on a subway train because they were babbling out loud?
In this particular scenario, sure.
Of course not. The notion is laughable on its face. We all know that man would go to prison for years in this country. With all of these outrageous...
Are you kidding me? The police are terrified of arresting black people because they're afraid of being called racist. It has gotten so ridiculous that they now actually persecute white people over black people.
Yeah, that's equity. With
they
all
disproportionately target white people now.
Listen, you don't understand. For 400 years, black people were just 100% persecuted. Okay, so now
It's Whitey's turn.
Yeah.
Now it's time to persecute Whitey.
And as a brown man, I'm just looking by. I'm like, oh my goodness. Wait, what kind of accent was that? See, I can't even do a Mexican accent.
Are you Indian?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say something Indian. Oh no, I am not Indian.
Should we get
Is the fastest mouse in all of Mexico.
should we get 6 to W?
How does slow mo
Yeah.
Rodriguez sound?
My name is
Oh, no.
Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Oh, slow
Speedy is my cousin. I know your sister.
How do you do that so much better?
I'm more Mexican than you,
God.
and I'm a ginger.
Dogs and cats living forever together. Oh, mass hysteria. Well, okay.
With all of these
I am what happens when your mother smokes meth.
With all of these outrageous legal successes, conservatives want to push ahead with a national stand your ground law. The white supremacy at play here is undeniable. A significant portion of white Americans want the right to kill any person of color who scares them, and want to protect themselves from any reasonable consequence. It's the ultimate snowflake move.
Projection. I was talking about this earlier today with my parents. Every time the right comes up with a meaningful and scathing way to describe the left immediately tries and takes that away by just using it haphazardly back against them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're calling us snowflake because, we go ape shit over nothing. Well, you're a snowflake.
I mean, they've had like 8-9 years to come up with a slur for MAGA people, and the best I've seen is MAGA it.
Yeah.
It's like come on.
They're genuinely bad at it. Who ever thought that the left was the creative side? Because they're not.
I mean, if they had any balls, they would just go with FAGA. All right. So, with the end of the second article comes the second game, which is for the chat only. Boobs. And
I am persecuted.
Now you're
yeah,
white.
You're white.
Which is the caption contest. And that is where I will show you a photo of a political figure or event, and the chat has to come up with a caption for it, and whichever one we like best, I'll tweet out after the show. So, as you know, this is Pride Month. So...
Is it?
We need some good old wholesome Pride Parade action going here.
Oh, God.
That looks nice and kid-friendly.
Here we see...
hey, how did you get this image off my computer?
Here we see Sun and Moon After Hours.
Whoa! No.
Yeah, that in their life is completely backwards. It's a moon that is the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
I said harder frosted.
Too busy assembling springs.
Giddy up, little doggy. This is for stealing that luggage.
I like that one.
Dude,
Quivers United Family album.
Just a remake of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes, your children absolutely needs to know about my unresolved daddy issues. Someone needs a timeout.
I think you should just completely ban him from chat. He's done this too many times.
My turn to rig shit.
Ew.
Oh, and this is a still from a video, and I didn't use the part where the guy starts flogging him, so... That Barney Goes to Police Academy Blue Oyster Bar scene got a little carried away.
If I had ever seen Police Academy, that might make sense.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Oh,
I only remember two parts: the podium part and the part where some chick takes her shirt off.
You guys have never seen Police Academy?
I've seen that movie so many frickin' times. I can tell you what happens in every scene.
Oh, shit.
That ass is beat for pride. This thong chafes, I assume.
Chaffs.
Yeah, give it like 5 to 10 more seconds. This summer, monkeypox is making a comeback.
Yes, keep that image up for a couple more seconds.
We're gonna put the ride in your pride tonight, boy.
Do you have to go, boy? You couldn't go, man. Uh,
Yes, Daddy, I do want to read to your kids. Every June is Assless Chaps Month. All right.
Well, aren't they by definition arseless? Like, they're not chaps if they have an arse.
Yeah.
hold on, I think that one
Calling
dude.
them
In,
assless chaps is redundant.
I think the one dude in the back has a red handkerchief in his back pocket. I think he's a blood.
Taste the rainbow fag. Well, I don't think I'd be able to tweet that one out.
I'm gonna vote for it anyway.
You're talking about a
Tweet it,
cigarette.
tweet.
You're
I hope
obviously
Mr.
talking about a
Biden is.
cigarette.
I hope Mr. Biden is watching so we can show him what we do to corn pop.
Oh no, that's corn pop. Oh shit.
Corn Pop was a black guy.
Oh,
All right.
That-
Well, I think I'll call it
that's
there.
whitewashing.
So
You can't whitewash corn pop.
I still like another monotremes. That's for stealing the luggage or whatever.
I have to agree.
This is
Yeah,
for
I'd-
stealing that luggage. Yeah.
yeah, I'd probably go with that.
No, I think that dude was bald. This guy has something. I don't know. I can't look at this image too long. It's disturbing.
I thought maybe that was two of his head next to each other at the back there.
All right. So Jack Moon.
I already said that. I agree with Terry.
Oh, all right. Jack. Are you
Taste
sticking?
the rainbow, fag.
Well, I'm afraid your one vote doesn't work. So let's see. So it looks like another monotreme wins this week. So just take a sec to copy that down. Yeah, all right. So I'll tweet that out after the show. All right. And we also have Juneteenth coming up. So let's talk about how black women can liberate themselves. And
We are hitting every mark, aren't we?
Juneteenth is kind of like they tried to make Kwanzaa stick and it didn't, and so then they had to come up with another bullshit holiday.
well, I still say it's worth celebrating the end of slavery. Just give it a decent name.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a name that doesn't sound like it was made up by an 8-year-old.
But can we at least do it better than Cinco de Mayo, where everybody just it's Mexican No, it's Juneteenth is they officially told Texas to knock it off with the slavery. They were like the last ones. That's all. That's what it was. It wasn't like, oh yes, and this is the exact date when Abraham Lincoln. No, it was the last holdout of assholes who were still hanging out with slavery. That's what it was.
All right. And this method of liberation is so easy that I'm sure most of you are doing it right now.
Awesome.
All right.
What, jerking off?
Jack, are you going to say you're jerking off considering the photo that's up on the screen right now?
You don't know me.
All right. Breath as liberation. Empowering black women and femmes to thrive unapologetically.
Tai Sali. Okay. Let me get this woman's picture.
A few days ago, I had the incredible opportunity to attend a wellness event hosted by the Congress of Black Women on. Maybe Ontario? I don't know. Among the thought-provoking webinars, one in particular captured my attention and has stayed with me ever since. Dr. Chrissy, gives their Instagram, posed a question that struck a chord deep within me. Are you breathing to survive or breathing to thrive?
Her picture's in chat, and you can definitely tell by the things in her nose that, yeah, this is definitely
think,
one of those people.
I think since
I get
slavery
the-
was in fact abolished, the US should have the slogan "Niggers free since '63."
Yeah, no one has ever looked good because of a septum piercing.
No.
Yeah,
not one.
no.
Even just a regular nose ring is better.
Mm,
I mean, it's still bad, but yeah, it's a slight improvement.
Hey, you know that thing that cows have?
Mm.
You mean
Wool, sorry.
the thing to help lead them?
Yeah, put one of those on. That won't draw any negative comparisons.
Okay. As a black woman navigating a world that often marginalizes and overlooks our experiences, those words held profound meaning. Drawing on the wisdom of influential black women writers such as Bell Hooks, Audre Lorde, and Toni Morrison, we embark on a transformative journey of self-reflection and empowerment, shedding light on the vital...
I'm sorry, but if that basic bitch sentiment that you said earlier was enough to make you want to live again or some bullshit, then you are the most basic bitch of all.
Yeah, there's literally a better line in Wall-E. Just the, I don't want to survive, I want to live. Okay, we embark on a transformative journey of self-reflection and empowerment, shedding light on the vital role intentional breathing plays in reclaiming our agency and unapologetically thriving. So
now here's a question: is it literal breathing or is it some bullshit you made up?
Well, you have to stop. You have to stop accidentally breathing and breathe on purpose.
Yeah.
In a society that too often dismisses our voices and overlooks our contributions, it becomes crucial for us to reclaim our breath as a catalyst for liberation.
You have captured every single institution in America. Your stupid, idiotic, nonsensical ideology has captured miraculously every single institution in America, despite the fact that it comes with no sense and no evidence. And
I mean,
you have the nerve to tell us that?
I mean, it's actually kind of genius. How better to get rid of your enemies than to say breathing is ours, you can't do it. Through intentional breathing, we tap into our inner strength and assert our rightful place in the world. Our breaths bear witness to our resilience, carrying the stories of our ancestors and the fire that burns within us.
You
My breath just carries carbon
resemble
dioxide and oxygen.
you resemble your ancestors in no way whatsoever. You are effectively a more entitled version of a white woman.
Why in the fuck does she even say shit like that? And like, what are you living like a monk? What the fuck are you talking about? My breath is like the ancestors. What? What are you painting with the colors of the wind? Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah. She tries to talk to a willow tree and thinks it's her grandma.
Oh, dude, I sit there and I do yoga, and all of a sudden I'm in tune with all the fucking. Shut the fuck up! Fuck out of here! No shit.
Thriving becomes an act of radical self-love for black women and femmes. It is an intentional choice to rise above societal expectations, dismantle oppressive norms, and embrace our multifaceted identities. With each breath, we reclaim our power and acknowledge our inherent worthiness. through
Reclaiming our
intention.
power.
Oh wait, here's a new word I like. Through intentional breath work. We
Whoa.
Wait, say that again.
I'm a
intentional
medium author.
through intentional breath work.
Intentional. When you know, that's when she's speaking to her ancestors. When she's, hanging out with her girl pals and having a couple of drinky poos, and she's not intentionally breathing at that point. She doesn't want to talk to her ancestors then.
Well,
I think we need to have like a medium article contest where we each write our own medium article to see who can make the best one. And it's going to feature at least 3 instances of this making up some bullshit term to sound self-important.
well, I mean, I don't want this oppressed woman to have to work on the weekend. So if she wants to stop breathing Saturday and Sunday, I totally support it. Let's see. Through intentional breath work, we cultivate a love for ourselves that is unapologetic, radical, and transformative.
Narcissism.
I
Awesome.
mean, breathing isn't that radical. People have been doing it for a while.
It is when you're full of yourself.
Our breath becomes a powerful tool of resistance. I mean, if you don't brush, I suppose. Enabling us to reclaim our agency and reimagine our narratives. In the face of adversity, intentional breathing sustains us. It sustains everybody, centering us within our bodies and providing a refuge where we find solace and reconnect with our innate power.
I think you're overthinking breathing there.
No. This is her breathing. Okay, this is like her truth, her breathing.
We breathe in our greatness, exhaling the falsehoods that seek to diminish our light. Man, Yoda would say, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Thriving is not a solitary journey. It is nurtured within sisterhood, within the bonds of black women and femmes supporting one another. Through intentional...
I thought the femmes were violent. Isn't there a whole band about that? The Violent Femmes, isn't that a band?
I don't know. Is that an Australian thing?
They did a song about masturbation.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
No, you know the song, you just don't know what it's called.
Is it the Turning Japanese one?
No, it's Blister in the Sun. It's the one that... I'm sorry. That one.
Wait.
Okay.
How did it go?
Don't do it again.
No.
Come on, man.
I'll send you a link after the stream.
Well, no. But it wouldn't be like Jack doing it. Hey, Jack, how did it go? And with the claps, please.
No.
Please.
You only get
I'm
one bite of the apple,
you politely.
You want Jack to give you the clap?
Here we go now. Oh man. I don't even use words. But please go on. I'm sorry, Frosted.
Through intentional breath work, we create sacred spaces that celebrate our collective strength, wisdom, and beauty. In sisterhood, we breathe together, amplifying the power of our collective breaths. Do they just sit facing each other and breathe in each other's faces?
It sounds like it.
Because that sounds hilarious to watch.
Is this gonna turn into feminist poetry? Remember feminist slam poetry? Where they just start screaming
Yeah.
and nothing happens.
Isn't that the definition of feminism, where you scream and nothing happens? We create a sisterhood that is rooted in love, respect, and genuine care, enabling us to flourish and thrive unapologetically. Dear black women and femmes, your breath is a sacred act of resistance and liberation. Inhale the audacity to be unapologetically yourself, and exhale the shackles that attempt to confine you. Embrace every
Audacity,
breath.
isn't that a black woman's name?
Well, it's also an audio editing program.
Yeah.
Embrace every breath as an affirmation of your worthiness, reclaiming your power and rewriting the narratives that have silenced your voices for too long. It is
Reclaiming
time
my
to
power.
it is time to thrive, to cultivate a mindset rooted in self-love. Alright, so rub one out if you gotta. And to
Yeah.
celebrate the brilliance that resides within you.
Well,
As as we
maybe this was written during November, and so it was No Nut November. They couldn't
Yeah.
invade self-love.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say maybe that's the problem is she's blocked up because
But-
she hasn't, exercised the demons, so to speak.
She needs to
So
clear the pipes.
yeah,
well,
she's levy the dam, dude.
well, if
Let
it's
it
no
go.
nut,
Let it flow.
if it's
But
no nut, if it's no
if it
nut
keeps
November,
on
how does it apply
raining,
to women?
levee's gonna break.
Dude,
I
somebody
got that
send her the
reference.
song.
Uh,
Maybe she needs to hear Jack singing. Hey, go ahead, Jack, sing it again for her.
although I suppose nowadays, no nut November would apply to some women.
Yeah.
That's um. As we continue on this transformative journey, let us remember the words of Maya Angelou. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive. As long as I have love to give, I know I'll stay alive. No. And to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Thriving is not merely an act of survival. It is a bold declaration of our existence. It is the embodiment of our passions, the embodiment of our compassion for ourselves and others, the embodiment of our ability to find joy even amidst adversity, and the embodiment of our unique style that defies societal expectations. I'm pretty sure society expects you to breathe.
But
I the only
apparently it's going to be harder to find joy since the view got cancelled.
Yeah.
what
Breathe with Mac.
why is it that every single time these people quote like an author or whatever, it's the most uninspired, saccharine, or sophomoric bullshit I've ever heard in my life?
Because
But
that's what
suicide
they
is
Are
read.
these
painless, Jack.
people
It brings on many changes.
Yeah.
are these people just perpetually 15 years old?
Yeah.
I am 15 and this is deep.
Hmm.
Which takes on a new meaning in some parts of the internet.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
okay, this is I would say this is the equivalent of like the modern artist out there who goes out there and, you know, jerks off on a canvas and like, hey, this is a new piece. It's, $20,000. It's like, dude, it's ejaculate on a canvas. It's like, exactly. You don't
Well,
understand the nuance and the context of this painting, sir. You don't understand what I was feeling, the emotion that went into this. Is like, I don't even remember what we were talking about, what the title of the article was. And I can't believe somebody paid this woman to write all this bullshit. This is ridiculous.
if
I'm
we're
not sure. I'm
talking
not sure she
about
got paid. I think she gets paid if people view the article. So
Well,
Frosted probably.
congratulations, Frosted. You just paid her.
Yeah,
if
I
we're
think she got
talking
like a penny from Frosted's view.
I hope you had an ad blocker on. Penny's too
if we're
much.
if we're talking about like creative bankrupt uh pursuits or mediums, instead of come, how about piss? Has anyone noticed that piss just seems to be that all modern artists can think of is just like, let me piss in jars and that will represent something I don't like,
Yeah.
as though that's somehow creative.
What?
Don't ask
I
questions. He'll answer them.
okay. Yes.
No, because this has happened on more than one occasion now, where an artist will piss in jars, and then basically that's it. And they're like, "Oh, well, Donald Trump was elected, so I'll piss in these giant uh, jugs that once held water,
See,
and that
giant
represents."
jugs. Now you've got my interest.
Well, he
And
does
then
like booze.
recently, another artist or protester or something pissed in giant jugs to leave it outside a building to protest the building. And all I can think is are you so creatively bankrupt that literally the thing you do automatically, you can't even not do it, is somehow the most creative outlet that you can muster.
If I saw 2 jugs of piss outside my door, I'd assume I have to fire my milkman. In the face of systemic oppression and societal barriers, our breath becomes a tool of resistance. It is a reminder that we are more than the limitations imposed upon us. It is a refusal to be defined solely by others' narratives.
Hey,
It is an
maybe she's got COVID. That's why her breath is so threatening.
yeah, or Derek Chauvin is kneeling on her.
Yeah.
It is an affirmation that we have the power to shape our own stories. Through intentional breathing, we tap into our inner strength, courageously pushing against the confines of an unjust world. As we reclaim our breath, let us also recognize
Reclaiming my breath.
Let us also recognize the interconnectedness of our struggles with other marginalized communities. Audre Lorde reminds us, "I am not free while any woman is unfree, even when her shackles are very different from my own." Our liberation is bound together with the liberation of all oppressed people. Let us use our breath to amplify the voices of those who are silenced, to stand in solidarity and to work towards collective liberation. In this journey towards unapologetic thriving, challenges may arise, and doubts may surface, but let us not waver in our determination. As Angela Davis encourages us, "I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept." With every intentional breath...
What is... You're so stupid. That's inspiring to you? You're so stupid.
That's basically the equivalent of go out there and make a difference. With every intentional breath, we rewrite the narratives, challenge the status quo, and create spaces of empowerment and equality. Dear Black women and femmes, as we breathe intentionally and unapologetically, let us envision a world where our stories are heard, our dreams are realized, and our liberation is unequivocal. With each breath, we reclaim our agency,
Reclaim my agency.
our voices, and our power. Embrace the revolutionary act of breathing, for it is through our breath that we cultivate resilience, resistance, and the audacity to thrive. Together, let us breathe and rise, unyielding in our pursuit of a world that celebrates and uplifts the brilliance of Black women and femmes. Let our breath be the catalyst for our liberation, our empowerment, and our unapologetic thriving. As we continue to honor the legacy of those who came before us and forge paths for...
You're not even saying anything anymore. You're just repeating the same words in like a different order.
Do you see what I mean? Like it's hurting my brain just listening to this. Like, and that I mean your voiceover work, Frosted, is top notch, sir. I'm ejaculating as I'm listening to your velvety voice, but
I'm ejaculating.
the words.
Somebody clip that.
That's what Jack is short for. Now we know what Jack is short for.
Yeah, Adam, you wanted him singing when you got that clip now?
But
I literally was. I was exclaiming something loudly.
That's one thing
Ejaculating is.
That's one thing I like in old stories and stuff when they say ejaculate to basically mean shout.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, yeah, this article is fucking wow.
As we continue to honor the legacy of those who came before us, like Jack, and before us, and forge paths for those who will follow, may our breaths echo with the strength and resilience of our ancestors. Inhale the possibilities, exhale the limitations. Breathe to thrive, for ourselves and for the generations yet to come.
Just like Maya Angelou said, breathe to thrive but also thrive to breathe.
I want to see if any of the comments are just like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
This is a thought-provoking article. We don't often think about how our breathing affects everything we are and do. Let's see. What a marvelous
I don't think
affirmation
the
and
author was
reminder.
thinking much either.
Such an important article. Great article.
I had one of the comments is just, yeah, man, the weed just hit me too.
I mean, you gotta hand it to him. Anybody like this who could coast off of just writing dribble like this, or even look, there's YouTubers who do this. There's fucking people who do commercial work. There's people who do whatever. You can find that niche, and you can run with it and live a comfortable life. Hey, hats off, man. That's you're playing the game right. There's people who play scratch off tickets and live off of that.
No, there's not. You don't
No,
live off scratchies.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's maybe one or two.
No, there is no way you can possibly make
No,
enough
I'm pretty
money
sure.
on
Yeah,
scratch lotteries to
I see a lot of
sustain
them.
yourself.
They're out there. Do
All
you
right.
believe in Bigfoot? Do you think jet fuel melts steel? Oh shit!
All right.
I believed
And now,
that before I believed anyone could live off scratchies.
and now on to our final game of the night, which is Poe or No Gender Edition, where I'll give you 3 genders, 2 of which are from the LGBTIA wiki, meaning they're 100% real, and 1 I made up, and you have to figure out which one is made up. And I'll even give you a short description of each one.
I'd like to phone a Braniel.
Now, Braniel gives his answer last. All right.
Braniel basically just gave the fuck this shit, I'm out.
That's a good
Well,
answer. I'm going to use it.
Maybe because you ejaculated in his room. All right. Gender A. Bagpipe gender.
I like that one.
Xenogender, which relates to bagpipes. Gender B. Doctor being.
What?
Gender related to being a doctor and being a being.
What? Huh.
If you're a doctor being, do you get to shout, I am a surgeon, Dr. Hahn?
What's that from?
I am being a doctor, but I am also
Well,
being
I don't know what show it's from, but there was a meme a while ago of a clip from some show where this, I think he's meant to be autistic guy, is going, I am a surgeon, Dr. Hahn, I am a surgeon.
Oh yeah, no, that was oh god, it was the stupid show where there's like a young person.
Yeah. And then this Dr. Hahn guy is just staring at him. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, was that
Alright.
Good Doctor show? Or
Yeah, that's the
that
one.
might be it.
All right, and
I stopped watching that when it got really fucking woke. No thanks.
I never watched it. I'd never heard of it.
It's
That's
stupid. It's stupid.
and gender C. Demi-mascandrogyne flux.
Oh, God.
That one is too stupid to be made up. So yeah, that one's got to be real.
Gender identity in which
Holy-
one Gender identity in which one feels closer or further from being male on a day-to-day basis, but still identifies as male most of the time.
Now here's a question, Frosted. Did you need to extend the black box in order to fit that bullshit?
No, I just shrunk the text.
Okay.
Alright, so now I'll start a poll for the chat so they can get in and on. And don't forget, one of the options is that they're all real.
Well, C is far too perverse not to be real.
I say A. B and C are just definitions are too dumb to
Okay.
not be fake.
I'm gonna go C because I want to be impressed by Frosted's ability to make this shit up.
I mean,
I'm going
mean-
to say B, but I'm also going to say that I'm still gonna be impressed anyway if Frost had made C up.
well, I mean, last time I came up with being a graduate doused in piss.
Aw.
All right, looks like A's in the lead so far.
Sun says all real.
All right. So, Jack, what are you saying?
B.
All right. Moon.
No particular reason.
I say A.
I don't
Alright.
know why.
Cute.
Terry.
Let's see.
All right. And Adam.
I went with C.
Okay. All right. Braniel.
B.
What do you say?
B.
Oh, okay.
As in the 2B variety.
Mhm. He's a pencil?
I see what you did there.
Waka waka. Fuck out of here. That's a pencil.
A is still in the lead with Nope. Yeah, it's A, B, and C in that order. All right. Give it a few more seconds.
And then suddenly B shot into the lead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm basing my vote solely on the short definition that he gave. Just like
an extra box of votes showed up.
Yeah, sure. We have a water leak over here. We're gonna have to close the polling down for a bit.
Yep.
Uh,
those truckloads of ballots, that say A, that say B.
All right. So looks like chat went with A. And the answer is only one of you was right.
Me.
And that was Sun. They're all real.
Oh.
wait, they are.
Dun dun dun.
It's fact. You're right.
Yeah, I didn't have room.
think he made
Hold
them
on,
all
hold
real
on.
just for-
Hold
He
on.
made them all real just for an excuse to use that image.
Yeah.
If they're all real, then technically we are all correct. And that was an excellent laugh.
That was pure gold.
That was like an
I
evil
am
laugh.
disappointed that you didn't make up Demi Maskin Dragina
Hey, I had to make sure that I could say it without error, so that way you guys wouldn't be able to tell whether I made it up.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty proud of myself either way. All right, so let's take a look at the flags. Yeah, not one person even in chat said all real.
Usually there's a small contingent that always just say they're all real.
Well,
Man.
Sun said all real.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, but you
like
didn't
I said, Sun was the only one who was right.
Wow.
Yeah, but you didn't vote, is what he's saying. All real has 0% of the vote.
Of the chat vote.
She
yeah.
might not have gotten it in time. But
All right, so let's see. Here's the one for bagpipe gender.
this had better have a fucking set of bagpipes, and I'm going to be very disappointed.
I mean, it's better than a standard.
Oh
you know,
my! It's like a tartan. That's
Get used to disappointment.
yeah. No
I would
shit.
just say that it should be the first flag that features an MP3 on it.
Wait,
I mean, it's
so-
better than the typical horizontal stripes, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's got vertical ones. Ooh.
It's gonna first off, it's gonna be very difficult to reproduce without any sort of machinery. So they fucked
Well,
themselves over
I
there.
would like to accuse this flag of being colorblind phobic.
Well,
Yeah.
that
It is
Yeah.
a very
But also-
inconsiderate color scheme.
Wait,
What
is
was
it-
I like to think of it as 6 pixelated flowers.
Hey,
D-
on a red. What was
okay.
bagpipe gender though again? They
That one.
enjoy bagpipes.
xenogender related to bagpipes. So it just means your gender identifies with bagpipes.
So you like to be
I wanna
squeezed
know-
and you like to be blown up. Gotcha.
Who honestly wakes up and thinks, I feel very bagpipey today?
Bagpipey.
Whoever updated the wiki obviously did.
That
All right,
person,
and
yeah.
there's Doctor Being.
I hope it's a picture of Dr. Han or that blubbering wuss.
Boring.
What
Boring.
Ah, just like the doctor's signature, it's fucking unreadable.
All right,
Oh,
and
It's it's the French flag on a pond.
Yeah. it just looks like a stripe of Crest toothpaste.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
see, the flag for C had better be like some big old fucking scribble of just like a big question mark, because that is a ridiculous.
I hope it's a cock and
word.
balls. I hope it's a cock and balls.
I would pay good money to see Joe Biden try to say C.
Yes.
The drug flux.
Dimmer on the foothills of the Himalayas.
Corn pop.
To be honest, if it was inverted with the blue on the outside and the red on the inside, it might have made a bit more sense, because it, might have conveyed like a healing to the red. But
All right, and there's Demi Mascandrogyne Flux.
Well, it is an accurate flag insofar that it portrays this person has mental problems.
Yes. But where's the arrow coming out of the upper right hand side? Because apparently this is only a female one.
All right.
is that symbol supposed to be odd colors as well, or?
I think so.
Huh.
They just used a different blending method when they were using Photoshop.
They didn't do a very good job of it, because the pinks don't match the color behind them.
How does the bagpipe gender look better than that one?
It doesn't.
Yeah, it's but we all know they don't put a lot of effort into these flags.
No.
All right. So now on to our final article. Earlier in the stream, Adam said that the left was a cult, but I think that this article will definitely disprove that.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, Ebony says that she can't stand you, Frosted.
I'm used to it. All right. I apologize as a Homo sapien, white, able-bodied, able-minded, heterosexual male.
Now, see, why didn't you find us a picture of some dipshit that I can put in there to make everybody in the chat go, "Oh
Well,
my
this is
God,
the
what
good-
the hell?"
This is the Good Men Project, and everything they write is true cancer.
True cancer.
Why are
Got
you
it, look at
apologizing for being a Homo sapien?
Well, because he's a white, able-bodied, able-minded, heterosexual male Homo sapien.
Oh
And
my
are you
God.
apologizing
kind.
for being a human being?
Oh,
Yeah.
Because as far as I can tell, being a human being is the greatest thing on the planet to be.
Terry, just for you, I did an image search of true cancer, and this is one of the pictures that I just found. Oh my God!
Is
What
it a
the
picture
hell?
of Frosted?
A Tron Legacy movie poster.
Shut up! No, you look at that, and that's true cancer right there.
Ugh.
And no, that's not me.
That's son, is it?
Just do your.
She got them removed out of sympathy pains.
Maybe if she switched hand positions, I don't know.
Which is kind of ironic though, because I am missing my. Yes, no, I am missing my right breast. So yeah, I guess that might. No, that's not me. I don't look that ugly, first of all, and I ain't no woman, second of all.
Well, that's
and I'm not. Well, I was bald when I did have my cancer because I was going through chemo. So yeah, I guess. No, that's still not me. I don't have brown eyes either.
Well, it says by Mike Sliwa here, if you want to look him up.
there you go.
I was born a Homo sapiens, white, able-bodied, able-minded, heterosexual male during the technological era of industrial civilization. Born to middle-class, educated Christian parents in the United States, my inherent circumstances have been pretty good, to say the least.
And therefore you're evil.
I, Michael John Sliwa, would like to offer my sincerest written apology. What?
What's his name?
Michael John Sliwa.
Michael John Sliwa. I'll see if I can find this fucker.
John without an H.
Did you say John Cena?
Da, 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 da. Alright, let's see. Would like to offer my sincerest written apology for not doing enough to address the injustices with which my inherent privileges have inflicted upon others. I don't feel at all guilty for my
You did not inflict anything on anyone.
He inflicted this article
Inherent
on us.
privileges do not inflict. If what you say is even close to accurate, inherent things don't inflict. They just are.
Well, no. He inflicted this article on us. I'm going to hold that against him.
I don't feel at all guilty for my inborn personal circumstances, but I do
Yes, you
feel
do.
I mean,
You
the
just
title of
said
your article
so.
kind of says so. But I do feel responsible for the injustice to other life that comes with such privilege. I have not lived up to those responsibilities.
See,
I
if
will
you don't
do
feel
better.
guilty, why the hell are you apologizing?
I will do better. I will do more. I will listen. I was born a humanoid of the Homo sapiens variety. I have
No, you
used
weren't.
I have used my
The only
suprem.
explanation I can give for this bizarre behavior is that you're an alien.
No, this is hello, fellow Homo sapiens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have used my
I am
supremacist.
the woke too.
I have used my supremacist creation stories as an excuse to do whatever I want to other Earthlings.
Well, you probably shouldn't have done that.
Through my sense of entitlement, I have brought about immense suffering. I have perpetuated
Yeah,
a.
that's kind of,
Have
you
you?
shouldn't do that.
I have
For the love of
perpetuated.
God, what is with you that you would think that just the nature of being is somehow to the detriment of humanity as a whole? Do you really have that little faith in yourself that
Again,
just the very act of you being around humanity in general is to our greater detriment? That is pathetic. You are
Again.
pathetic.
Again, leftivism is not a cult. It's, I have
Water
perpetuated.
is a cult. No, wait, that word has an N in it.
I don't get it.
Cunt.
Oh. I have perpetuated a living arrangement that has changed not only the climate, but almost every physical feature on the planet. My God, this guy's powerful. I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen. I was born of German and Polish descent.
Oh,
These
wow.
These identities became collectively known as white over time. With whiteness comes white supremacy. Not just the kind of white supremacy that wears white sheets or shaves their heads. Systemic or institutional white supremacy is much more codified and insidious. So you're worse than someone who puts on a Klan outfit?
That's what he's saying.
All right.
How about this? If you think that your life is such a problem, then why don't you just do us all a favor and kill yourself?
Now, that'd be too easy.
Well, he's got to do his breath work.
Yeah.
Just literally die. Put your feet in concrete and throw yourself into a river. Just die. Go into a play submarine with a toaster, asshole.
It's hard to get a handle on because it isn't as blatant as burning villages or attacks with German shepherds and police with fire hoses. Instead, it's about housing, employment opportunities, the legal system, and what's considered normal. In other words, it's about enforcing the status quo. Today we call it making America great again. If we change the third word in that slogan to white, it seems a bit more accurate. Wow, that's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen.
Oh God, shut up.
I was born
Is he saying
able-bodied.
that or are you adding that?
No, that's
No,
in the article.
It's in bold.
Jesus.
I was born able-bodied. I never have had to think about access to anything. I never had to think about those who had to think about their access because of their disability. I have taken my body for granted. I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen. All right. And the next sentence is just a plain lie.
You know
I
what
was-
this is? This is every single like. Have you ever been to mass, Frosted?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they have the readings and then they have
Dude,
the
yes!
bold letters.
This is
That's
exactly
what this
that.
is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the priest will say something and then the whole audience afterwards will be like, and in the name of Isus Mosos Brazos, and we will believe it. And then,
Jesu
the priest,
Domine, dona
yeah, it's
eis
like
requiem.
and all the fucking, and then the priest is like, and when we do this and bravis andoras maris, and then it's
What
really
church
fucking.
did you go
A
to?
very
I don't know, what
Italian
church did you go
priest.
to?
Does this priest talk about spicy meatballs a lot?
Come on, it's your normal Chicago church. What kind of church did you go to?
All right. I would like to dispute this next sentence. I was born able-minded. Again, I never had to think about access. I have been oblivious to the needs of those who require services I do not. I
Well, in
apologize
fairness,
for
you've
not
been
being
born
responsible.
able-minded and become retarded later.
I will do better. I will do more. I will listen.
We
I was
pray
born-
to the Lord. Lord, hear our prayer.
How many more Hail Marys do we have to do? I'm running out of beads on this.
I was born heterosexual. I have family, friends, former colleagues, and students who identify LGBTQ. I have not only not been a consistent enough ally, I have not taken enough time to learn about the impacts of my privilege on this community. I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen. I was born male. This is perhaps the circumstance in which I've mostly not lived up to my responsibility. All right,
So
you're
you're
not
Bill.
you're not Spider-Man. All right. I have let
No,
my
he hasn't lived up to being a man, so he's a woman.
I have let my wife, grandmothers, mother, sister, aunts, nieces, cousins, friends, former girlfriends, former colleagues, and students' former roommate down on countless occasions. Today, women are still being murdered, raped, assaulted, maimed, threatened, intimidated, and oppressed by men.
He should probably stop doing that then.
Yeah. All right. Unless you're the one doing it, or unless you're Batman, I don't think that's your fault for not stopping it.
Pray to me.
I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen.
I will kill myself because I write shit like this.
I was born into the middle
I
class.
want you to take a big bowl, like the biggest bowl you have, pour yourself the biggest bowl of cereal you can, and just shove your head in it until you drown, you fuck!
What kind of cereal?
Corn Pops.
Super cereal.
Cheerios.
Querios?
And before you do that, you do have to determine whether or not it's soup.
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on. Or even solve the problem of, do you put the milk before the cereal?
God, no.
I mean, if you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
I was born into the middle class. In order for there to be a middle, there must be a bottom and a top. I have not been there
That
for...
sounds like his sex life, not
Yeah.
a special economic thing.
Anyway, how's your sex life? I have not been there for those below me on the socioeconomic scale.
You
I have
said
two-
below me.
Okay, hold on. I think I can explain all this. When did you get your first white girlfriend?
Never.
This
This guy is too apologetic.
These are not my words. Help me.
I have too often only looked above me when criticizing, without challenging my own circumstances. I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen.
Punch me in the face, please.
I was born into an educated household. I took my formal education for granted. I took the opportunities it afforded me for granted. As a teacher, I did not fight hard enough for those who were born without my privilege. I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen.
Oh my god.
Mayonnaise.
Son wants to smack you now, Frosted.
I was born into Christianity, the largest faith in the world, and the one that
No, it's not.
and the one that the most powerful country in the world holds as its religion was the foundation of my religious upbringing. Being a Christian in a country where one's faith was often used to justify genocide and slavery is a tough hurdle to clear at times. When you're given a particular story at birth, a story that directly informs you as to how to reach salvation, this story makes personal responsibility a huge challenge. I no longer identify as a Christian, but that does not negate my responsibilities to challenge a narrative that still harms people in the name of God. I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen.
Kill
I was-
yourself. Kill yourself. Kill yourself.
Dude, what a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Not a cult.
How does this person wipe their ass? Like,
Probably by apologizing.
My biggest
I'm
question
sorry.
is, to get to this this mode of thinking, do these people actually have to get tied down in a room and forced to watch this kind of propaganda shit? I don't see how somebody would willingly allow their mind to get into this kind of thought process. I really don't. Unless they believe everything they see
no,
and
well,
hear. And
sadly, there are people like this out there. That's the sad thing. It's just you would expect it to be like those low tier like advocates that, at most they're knocking on your door, you know, trying to proselytize you.
You want to
But
know
this
something though? People like this would be they would be nobody obscure in the middle of some backwater Timbuktu town if it wasn't for the internet. The internet
exactly.
is to blame for most of this, if not all of this shit coming
Well,
to the
but
fore.
but no, it's not the internet because again, that's just the restaurant, right? It's for some reason people keep ordering the same fucking bullshit. I don't know why people are boosting this type of message, but that's what they're doing. And look at this. It's like it's ridiculous. This is nuts.
I was born in the United States. Being born into the wealthiest, most powerful country in the history of the world has too many benefits to list here. I have not held my government and military nearly responsible enough for their horrific acts in my name. I have lived
Like
my
in your name.
yeah. That every time we bomb a place, it's like this is for Mr. Sliwa.
I mean, if he's taking credit for all the atrocities the government commits, then yeah, fucking
This
put-
guy's an
put him
asshole.
away.
Yeah. I have lived my entire life on land that was stolen through genocide and an economy that was established through slavery. Oh wait, he changes up his line here. I apologize for not being responsible. I will do
Yeah.
better. I will do more. I will listen. But so this means that he actually didn't just copy and paste it. He actually wrote it out each time.
I guess, yeah.
I was born during the technological era. This particular circumstance has allowed all areas of my supremacist belief system to be enhanced. The unseen damage in the name of technological progress has not been challenged enough by me. So does this mean you owe something to people from past generations? I don't know. I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen. I was born into industrial civilization. This is the most devastating living arrangement in the history of the human race. I'm sure that cavemen days were much better. Yeah. I have only begun to see its life-threatening impacts. My continued participation in it is a responsibility that I am currently addressing. I continue to be a...
Night, everybody.
Oh, good night, son.
Son.
Everybody says goodnight.
Later.
She will not be giving any personal good nights. She's just saying it in general because she's going upstairs.
No,
I continue to be a hypocrite as life on this planet disappears to support my own life. I apologize for not being responsible. I will do better. I will do more. I will listen.
Uh-huh.
Apologies only go so far. There's work to be done. Acknowledging my mistakes and missteps are not enough. I must do more in my short time left here. I must check my privilege and ego and embrace humility as I proceed. I will be mindful. I will ask for help. I will defend, support, and listen to those who remain vulnerable due to my inherent privilege. Most importantly, I will do these things out of respect and love instead of guilt or shame. After all, I did not choose my inherent circumstances, but I am responsible for their impacts.
So none of this preceding article was representative of guilt.
But the best part of this article is the first comment. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And one guy just saying, I'm not apologizing for shit.
Yeah.
And Crystal Rivers PhD did a comment. We've read some of her articles.
We have.
It is quite reasonable to be both proud and ashamed. We all are related to racists, rapists, raiders, ramblers, and rebels.
Uh-huh.
All right, good job on the alliteration, I suppose.
Yeah.
So there you go. This is a perfectly healthy mentality to have for everybody.
You need to appeal your inability to make comments.
Just to address Keith, because she says, what does it say under our names? Frosted says local cool guy. I like boobs says likes boobs. Moonshock says hating stupid people. Adam doesn't have one, and mine says optional.
Because it says optional, and Terry.
Yeah, it says headline, then in parentheses, optional. So that's what I put.
He is extremely literal.
I'm the only one who follows the rules.
But you didn't put your pronouns in the bio.
Yeah.
It's like when when you buy a car. You know, it's got heated seating, and Terry is optional.
I mean, I wasn't aware of the option, so.
But yeah, I do have pronouns in my bio on Twitter at least.
God.
All right. Well, that's all I have for tonight, gentlemen. So take a moment to shill my co-host and guest. I Like Boobs has Quippers United on his channel Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern.
You claiming my show?
Good.
Well, yeah, you have to after Johnny took it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, those Indians steal everything.
Moonshock has his Twitch channel linked in the description where he plays games that aren't as good as Super Seducer or Dino Rex.
What?
Yeah. You play Dino Rex and I will come by and watch the stream.
What the hell is that?
Only the greatest
there's one
fighting
very
game
good way to
ever.
find out.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I will make the same promise I made for Super Seducer. You stream Dino Rex and I will watch it.
Okay.
And let's see, Terry is on Quippers United. He's on Six's Sober streams. He's on Hammers and Mr. Adams Minions Nights. He's on Tears streams. He's on... What am I missing?
Permanent vacation.
I don't know if you mentioned Johnny Hellcat. I'm occasionally on his channel.
Johnny Hellcat streams. He's on everybody's stream. If one of you starts a stream tomorrow, Terry will show up.
And demand to be on the show.
I won't demand anything. People just keep inviting me.
All right, and Mr. Adam, anything you'd like to shill?
I kind of like the idea of just like, hey, if you start up a stream, you'll have a Terry just spring up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he'll hang out with you, and it's like, yeah, dude. But no, in all
It's the
Oh.
equivalent of saying his name 3 times looking in a mirror.
Oh shit! No,
Yeah.
not like a bloody or what is it? Bloody Mary is the
It's
Mhm.
Biggie Smalls.
or Biggie Smalls. You do wait. There's a Biggie Smalls. I didn't know about the Biggie. I know
Hey, you say
Candyman, right?
his name 3 times in a mirror and he
Yeah.
shows up.
Well, look, I'm not doing none of that. But no, yeah, I like having Terry hanging out. Me and Terry, or Terry and I have a fun time, and
Yes.
Hefke, hanging out on Minions on Monday. But yeah, I pretty much just hang out with the Minions whenever they're at, and whenever people invite me to hang out, sometimes I get first place on Jack Gunsky's Clippers United. The rare
Rigged.
occasion. Rare occasion.
Mm.
But otherwise, I'm getting my ass beat on Mondays at the arcade.
All right. So we should be back next week, same time, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Maybe
So-
sometimes if he feels like it.
So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.